Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the today's session. So we will be discussing the genre, and we will take some few MCQs, and then we will move into the drama session today. Um, Please join the session by sharp 7, so that we can start the class by 7:05 at least. So I hope you understand my concern. Thank you. Yeah, in the previous class, we discussed poetry as a literary genre, and we discussed some important quotes as well as some poetic forms like lyric, ode, sonnet, elegy, and types of elegies, ballad, and we even discussed the conventions of epic poem and satire, and we also discussed the types of rhymes, that is internal rhyme, external rhyme, that is end rhyme, masculine and feminine rhymes, and we also learnt about syllable and how to count the number of syllables in a particular word. And we stopped here. That is when, yeah, this is the last topic we discussed yesterday. That is about meter, and we have uh, little discussion on the feet also. So feet is nothing but a group of stressed and unstressed syllables, a pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables. So we have four types of feet in English language. Actually, there are six, but only the four are important. That is iamb, trochee, anapest, and dactyl. So I have given a code for you to remember this forever. That is ITAD. So in Telangana we have ITDAs, that is Integrated Tribal Development Authorities, which is a buzzword for me. Uh, yes, ITAD is the code. That is iamb, trochee, anapest, and dactyl. And to remember, so I have given four. Sorry. Yeah, I have given four important words. You can change the code if necessary. This is about, fire, on the road, bicycle. So here my intention is to give four examples for four different feats. For example, here iamb we discussed in the previous class. That is, iamb and trochee are similar in the sense they are opposite to each other. Here iamb has two syllables as well as trochee has two syllables, two syllable word. So we discussed in detail yesterday how to count the number of syllables in a word. For example, if you take the word about, the bout is stressed. A is a weak prefix here. A is a weak prefix. We don't stress on this A. This is unstressed. Whereas bout, this is stressed. So dum is the code, actual code. Da is unstressed. Dum is stressed. Da dum is iamb. Trochee is reverse to that. That is dum da. That is the initial syllable. The first syllable is stressed in trochee. The second syllable is unstressed. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah. So here I gave a word like fire, fire. So here the fa sound is stressed more, and the e at the end is a weak letter. So the end. So we don't stress on that. So that's why please remember this. That's why I gave an example about, far. You can just change the code also, but if you have a code, you will have it in your memory forever. So that's my intention. And coming to the anapest and dactyl, these two are also similar, and there are certain differences between anapest and dactyl. So the original meaning of the word dactyl is nothing but finger. In Greek, it is finger. So I have given a picture also for this. Just remember this dactyl. Very important. In examination, we may have a question on types of feet: iamb, trochee, anapest, and dactyl. And this is a basic question actually. Here, bicycle, bicycle. So there are three syllables, but only the initial one is a stressed. The other two are not stressed, unstressed. Happiness, happiness. The initial one is stressed. The other two are unstressed. So here, the code to remember this is dum da da, and whereas anapest is da da dum. See the example. The first two syllables are unstressed, whereas the word road is a content word. In English grammar, we call them as a content word, and these two are just structural words. Structural words are in the sense prepositions, articles, helping verbs. All these are generally unstressed. They go unstressed. And whereas the content words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, they take the stress. So it's a general rule. So to remember this, da da dum. That's why on the road. So here is a word. So if you observe the finger, we have three parts. Yes, there are three segments in a finger. So the first one is a longer one. That's why it is a dum. That is a long stress or stressed. Whereas cycle, those are short one. That means we take less time to pronounce the two syllables, but we take more time to stress or to pronounce the first syllable. So that's why dactyl is a three syllabic word. The first one is stressed, the other two are unstressed. Just keep this picture in your mind, you will get the idea how to remember. And there will be a compulsory question in examination. And rising meter. What is rising meter? Rising meter is nothing but a strong stress at the end. Here, if you observe the iamb and trochee, iamb and anapest, these two are stressed at the end, called rising meters. So they rise at the end. And whereas the trochee and dactyl are falling meters. Very simple. Falling meters. And we have two more types of feet. Generally, we don't use it, but the spondy is used in sprung rhythm. Sprung rhythm, we will discuss it later in the class today. Spondy is nothing but two syllables. Spondy and pyrrhic, both are two syllabic words, but in spondy, the two syllables take the equal stress, dum. Whereas pyrrhic, the two syllables don't take the stress, that is da. So it is opposite to the spondy. Just remember this 6 names, especially the first four: it, ad, that is about, fire, on the road, bicycle. So there may be a bicycle on the road which is met with a fire accident. Like that, you just imagine and remember. So, and coming to the next topic is a line of a poem or length of a poem. That is a poem. If a poem has 4 lines or 3 lines or 10 lines or 14 lines, the number of feet in each line, the number of feet means the line may have iambs, trochees, anapes, dactyls. But generally, the English literature is mostly the English language. By default, we use iambs. By default, we use iambs. So, according to a survey, 75% of the poetry is iambic meters. 75% of the poetry. 75% is only iambs. So general, it's a generalized rule. Iamb is a most commonly used feat in English language. So if a line of a poem has five iambs, that will become iambic pentameter. Simple. Penta means 5 meters. Penta means 5 meters. If 5 are iambs, then it will become a iambic pentameter. If all the 5 are trochees, then it is trochaic pentameter. If all the 5 in the line are anapes, then it will be anapestic pentameter. So just remember that. So in this way, we will calculate a line. So in the previous class also, we discussed a line from a poem. Shall I compare? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? It's a very famous sonnet, the opening line of a sonnet 18. Sonnet 18 is very important sonnet. You have to remember this line. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Is a line by Shakespeare, that is in sonnet 18. So if you observe, this line has 5 iambs, and we learned in the previous class. I will just go back to the sonnet once, and to make you to better understand. Yes, in the definition of the sonnet itself, we saw sonnet is nothing but a 14-line poem with iambic pentameter lines. That means in every line there will be 5 meters. Those 5 meters are nothing but iambs. So that means we have 10 syllables in a line. That is also called as decasyllabic line. 10 syllables in a line. So are you following me? Yes. If you have any doubt, please use the chat box. Instead of unmuting yourself, please use the chat box. I request you all to please use the chat box so that I can answer it quickly and immediately. So sonnet is nothing but a poem with 14 lines, and all the 14 lines are iambic pentameter lines. So this is the first line. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? So we will just analyze the first line here. Yeah, we will go back to this poem. Yes. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? See, the first two, if we take the shall, I. So why the shall is generally unpronounced is, shall is a helping verb. So helping verbs, pronouns generally don't take stress. So here the first two, shall I, that is da, dum. Again, in compare, there are 2 syllables. Compare. So here da, dum again. The, two, again da, dum, da, dum, da, dum. So this is nothing but iambic pentameters. In this way, you can understand a line of a poem. So this is iambic pentameter line, and it's an example of a sonnet. Actually, I have taken this line from sonnet 18. So in examination, we may have a question on this also. They may give you a line and ask you to find out the meter also. So tetrameter, trochaic meter. Tetra means 4. Trochaic means 2 syllables. Trochee, we know the trochee. So 2 into 4, that is 8 syllable line. Anapestic trimeter. Anapest is nothing but 3 syllable feet, and tri means 3 lines. So that's why 3 into 3, that is 9 syllable line. Yes. This is about just a background about a line of a poem, how to compare the line. So why I am discussing this is you will come to know in the next example, and I will give you one more example to understand this better way. Now we will go into two important aspects of a poem: the style of writing of a poem. There are two important ways in which the poet arranges a line. For example, Caesura. Caesura. Caesura is nothing but, in Latin, it means cutting. Simple. The Latin meaning of this word is cutting. And there is another type of arrangement of the words in a line is enjambment. Enjambment. So what is the difference between Caesura and enjambment? Frequently we get a question on these terms. Caesura is nothing but a cutting. Cut. For example, if the poet is writing a line of a poem, generally what do they do is they will give complete meaning in the one line, and they will go to the next topic in the, I mean, the next idea in the next line. That means they will keep each line as independent one. Each line as independent one. For example, to be or not to be. Here, that is the question. Complete line. To be or not to be, that is the question. So full line, this is. The full meaning is given in the first one line. And if you go to the next line, I am nobody. This is by Emily Dickinson's one. And the first one is by Shakespeare's Hamlet. I am nobody. This is one line in a poem. Who are you? And the next line, are you nobody too? That is, the first line is independent. It is giving full meaning. I am nobody. Who are you? In the second line also, it is giving full meaning. Are you nobody too? That means the meaning is not carry forward from one line to the other line. This is called Caesura. So I will give you one more example here. Where are the songs of the spring? This is a famous line by Keats, John Keats, in Two Atom poem. So where are the songs of spring? Oi, where are they? So to err is human, to forgive is divine. So here it's nothing but a pause. It's nothing but a pause, metrical pause, break in the meaning. So after giving a break, a fresh phrase will start after the break. So this is called breaking. So Caesura means nothing but breaking. If you understand the meaning of this enjambment, you will better understand the Caesura. So I will go to the enjambment now. It is opposite to the Caesura. It is a literary device. So where what happens here is the idea from one line to the other line is carry forwarded. So that means at the end of the line, the meaning is not stopped. April is the cruelest month. This is a famous line, opening line of the poem, The Wasteland, published in the year. Any idea? Yesterday we discussed it. This is the landmark in the modern literature. It is one of the beginnings of the it. Yes, 1922. Yes, exactly, right answer. By T.S. Eliot. See, observe the line here. April is the cruelest month. Breeding lilacs out of the dead land. And there is one more line, mixing. What mixing here? So if you just take the first line, for example, April is the cruelest month breeding. April is the cruelest month breeding what? So the author has given a hint of next line, like breeding, and the meaning is carry forward to the next line. If you don't read the second line, the first line is invalid. The first line is not giving complete sense here. So in this way, if the meaning is carry forward to from one line to the other line, that means if we read the second line only, we can get the meaning of the first line. That becomes enjambment. But whereas in Caesura, what happens? Every line is independent. Every line is independent. Even if you don't read the second line, You can understand the first line here. Please. I am nobody. Who are you? It is giving complete meaning. And the next line is, are you nobody too? It is also giving complete meaning. So no need to wait for the next line here. So every line is independent here. But whereas in enjambment, every line is dependent on the next line generally. So this is a arrangement of the words in a line. So a caesura refers to a pause, a break, which is added into the line generally at the end. Caesura is added generally at the end, but sometimes we find this caesura in the middle of the sentence also. For example, here, I am nobody. Who are you? Even I am nobody also, it is giving full meaning here. Cutting. And again the poet is asking, who are you? That is also giving full meaning. And are you nobody too? That is also giving full meaning. So this pause is generally marked with two slashes. Generally marked with two slashes or by a comma. So that is not much important, but you should have an idea, general idea about how caesura and enjambment are used in poetry. So enjambment is nothing but it is moving from one line to the other line. So if we go to the end of the line, we don't find a complete sense in in that line. So like April is the cruelest month is the best example to remember. April is the cruelest month. So then breeding. Breeding what? Breeding lilacs out of the dead land. So if we go to the next line only, this breeding is completed here. Again, mixing. What is mixing here? Mixing memory and desire. Again, stirring. What is stirring here? What is the poet's intention is using the word stirring? We don't know. So when we go to the next line only, we will come to know. That is stirring dull roots with spring rain. So this is the opening stanza of the wasteland, and everybody should memorize this line. So this is very important lines. Yes. So we have discussed what is caesura and what is enjambment. I hope you understood it very well. And anyhow, we will take a question answers at the end of the session. And we will go to the very important topic, that is blank verse. Yeah, this I forgot to mention in the yesterday's class, because blank verse is very, very important in which of the following poems. So can you answer the question? Blank verse is used, generally blank verse is used in which poem? Which type of poem we discussed yesterday? No problem. Just give it a try. Give it a try. Just try. If you don't find any answer, no problem. No need to unmute yourself. Just please type the answer in chat box. Blank verse is generally used in which type of poem? Yes, epic. Very nice, very correct answer. Epic poem uses blank verse. So మనకి ఫస్ట్ గుర్తు రావాల్సింది ఏంటి? ఎపిక్ అనగానే blank verse గుర్తు రావాలి. So when we come to the word epic, we should assign the word blank verse to it. So that's why I have mentioned a word also here. Milton's greatest epic poem, that is Paradise Lost, is written in blank verse. Once there was a question in examination, and what is the meaning of blank verse? Blank verse is nothing but unrhymed iambic pentameter. So we know iambic pentameter. Just now we discussed what is iamb, what is pentameter. Then what is unrhymed? What is unrhymed iambic pentameter? Decasyllabic is nothing but 10 syllables. Decasyllabic is nothing but 10 syllables. So if there are pentameters, those pentameters are iambs. So when there are 5 iambs, 5 into 2, 10 syllables. That is decasyllabic line. Decasyllabic verse. It's very clear. But what is unrhymed means? There we don't find any rhyme at the end of the each line of a poem. So I will just go back to the previous example of sonnet once again. So let me go to the sonnets example. Yeah. This is also iambic pentameter. This is also iambic pentameter. But it is rhymed. Very, very important topic. Please concentrate on this one. This is rhymed iambic pentameter because we have rhyming at the end. A B C D C D E F E F G G. So GG is a code word for Shakespeare. Yesterday I just gave a hint for you to remember the Shakespeare and sonnet. Shakespeare and sonnet should have GG at the end. So coming back to our blank verse question, this is very interesting question, and you will nowhere find the explanation for this question. I am sure because sonnet is a short poem of 14 lines. That's why we have a rhyme here. But whereas epic poem, you all know, epic in the sense it may have 2000 lines, 20,000 lines, 15,000 line poem. Yeah, and it has a broad theme. It is a universal theme. So the poet cannot maintain the same rhyming throughout these 20,000 lines. Are you following me? So in a simple poem, in a simple sonnet, the poet can have a rhyming meter. That is A B C D something something something. They can each poet has his own style. But whereas in epic poem, so this I forgot to mention in the yesterday's class, but anyhow that was already written in the notes. That's why I did not go to it. Yes, everybody should remember this is a basic concept of a blank verse poem. When we come across the word blank verse, we immediately we should immediately recall the term unrhymed iambic pentameter, and also we should recall the word epic, like Paradise Lost, very long poem. So throughout the long length of this poem, the poet cannot maintain any rhyming. It's not possible at all. So that's why you got the point now. Blank verse is unrhymed iambic pentameter. Even the Wasteland by T.S. Eliot is a epic. Wordsworth's Prelude is an epic. And even the drama, the Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, is also an in blank verse. Is also in a blank verse. So please make a note of this. So it's an unrhymed iambic pentameter. I just now I was mentioning about 3/4, that is 75% of the English poetry is in blank verse. Blank verse is nothing but again iambic. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Blank verse is again iambs. So please, that is why almost 75% of the English poetry is written in iambic meter. So I'm just taking more time on this one to explain the difference between sonnet, that is rhymed iambic pentameter, and a blank verse, that is unrhymed iambic pentameter. And I hope you understood this blank verse. Now we will, yes, it has a rhythm in the sense stresses. Stress. Iambic meter obviously have unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. So it has some rhythm. That means up and downs like a music tune. But there is no rhyming. So that is, there is no rhyming. You should just memorize this term. In blank verse, there is no rhyme. Then we will go to free verse. What is free verse? We have understood what is blank verse now. Then what is free verse? Free verse has no rhythm, no meter, even sometimes there is no rhyming, but there may be a chance of rhyming. It's like a speech, general speech, but in a poetic way. The modernist poetry, the entire modernist poetry is written in the form of free verse. In Telugu, we call chandasu, prosody. They don't need any prosody for this. That means no iams, no trockees, no meters, no nothing. Whatever the poet gets into the mind, he will write it on the paper. That is nothing but a free verse. So that's why there is a very famous quote by Robert Frost. Writing free verse is like playing tennis without net. Without any net. That means there is no restrictions. We need not to follow the net. That means we need not to send the ball to the other court with some certain height. Then there is no bothering about the rules and regulations. That's why there is a famous quotation by Robert Frost: writing free verse is like a playing tennis without any net. So prose, you all know, that is ordinary speech without any metrical uses. So please just try to understand free verse, blank verse. I hope you understood the concept. And next we will be moving into the topic other that is called stanza. Stanza is nothing but a group of lines. It's a basic term, but anyhow, I'm just reminding you. A group of lines in a poem is called stanza. There may be a tercet. Tercet is, what is tercet? Yes, that is written already on the screen. 3-line verse. So if we divide the poem into three lines each, that becomes a tercet. If they divide the poem into 4 lines each, that becomes quatrain, quintain, sestet. So just remember the words. And there is another word called canto. Canto is also a similar word. It's a synonym, but it is of Italian origin. In a long poem, we use the word stanza, but especially in epic poems, we don't say stanzas. What we have to use? We have to use the word cantos. Divine Comedy, very, very famous work. This is very important work, classical work. We call it as classical work. There are 99 cantos. Actually, there are 3 books, 3 parts. In each part we have 33 cantos that we will discuss in the classical literature. 99 cantos are there in Divine Comedy. That means 99 stanzas. Simple. So we will be going into the next topic called couplet. What is couplet? Couplet is nothing but couple, a 2-line verse poem. Here there are 2 types of couplets. Sometimes we get this in our literature: open couplet and closed couplet. What is the difference between open couplet and a closed couplet? Just like enjambment and Caesura. Yes. If the couplet is open, see, if a couplet has a sentence that begins in the first line and continues it into the second line, that is called open couplet. That is enjambment, just like the T.S. Eliot's Wasteland poem. That is open couplet. But if each line is independent, if 2 lines of a couplet, the 2 lines are independent without depending on the second line, that becomes Caesura, that becomes closed couplet. Very simple. Open couplet, closed couplet. That is enjambment and Caesura. That's why I just mentioned, if you know the enjambment and Caesura, you can understand the other literary terms also. So the story is not ended here. We will also go into one more example of Caesura and enjambment in the class. And what is heroic couplet? Heroic couplet is nothing but it is a couplet. Couplet may have any meter, any rhyme, any meter. That means any feet it may have. It may be iambic, it may be trochaic. But if the couplet has only 10 syllables, that is 5 iambs, that is penta, meter, iambic pentameter, that is called that is called heroic couplet. Very simple. In heroic couplet, we have five iambic pentameter lines. So we have gone through this iambic pentameter in several examples. In sonnet, we have iambic pentameter. In epic, we have iambic pentameter. In heroic couplet also, we have iambic pentameter. Please understand the difference. Sonnet has 14 lines. Heroic couplet has 2 lines. Epic has many lines. So that is the difference. And Chaucer, remember the Chaucer? Geoffrey Chaucer is the first person to use this heroic couplet in his The Legend of Good Women and in Canterbury Tales too. And it was perfected by John Dryden and Alexander Pope in the 18th century. So Rape of the Lock is one of the best examples, and even The Legend of the Good Women is one of the best examples for heroic couplet. Yeah, we discussed the quatrain. I think we need not to discuss it again. Quatrain is nothing but any poem of 4 lines is called quatrain. Example, a ballad. Ballad is a quatrain. It is written in quatrains. Ballad means a 4-line poem. Yeah, this is very example. Again, we have a iambic meter. Alexandrine, very important term. This was one of the previous set questions, but this was asked in elegiac couplets. So yesterday we discussed elegiac meter. I will just come back to that. In Alexandrine, we have 6 iambic feet. That means 6 into 2, 12 syllables. And this Alexandrine is used by Spenser in his Spenserian stanza. Spenserian stanza, we'll discuss it later. A 9-line stanza. A 9-line poem is a Spenserian stanza in which the last line is a iambic hexameter. That is 6 iambic feet. Yes, iambic hexameter, exactly, Sridevi. Yes. So all the other 8 lines are iambic pentameters in Spenserian stanza, whereas the last line, 9th line, is the iambic hexameter, that is Alexandrine. So simple, Alexandrine is nothing but iambic hexameter line is the Alexandrine. And we discussed yesterday elegy. Just I will go back to it once again. I'm sorry, I'm just going back. Yeah, yes, elegy. Elegy is written in alternative hexameter and pentameter lines. I told you yesterday. Elegiac meter, one line will be having 6 meters and the next line will have only 5 meters. Here I am not restricting it to iamb. It may be dactyl, it may be anapest, it may be trochee. But the style should be alternate lines of iambic, penta and hexameter. So generally it is dactylic hexameter and dactylic pentameter lines. Elegy. So just one thing you have to remember is hexameter and pentameter alternative. That is more than enough. And rhyme royal. So this is one of the inventions of the Chaucer, introduced by Chaucer. What is rhyme royal? Rhyme royal is nothing but a 7-line stanza in which we have 7 iambic pentameters. Again, iambic pentameter. So that is 7 iambs in each line. Okay, and you have to remember the name of the Chaucer here and rhyme royal, and also one more important writer, that is James I. King James I. King James I has used this in his book The King's Square. So actually this rhyme is used by the king, so that's why it is a rhyme royal. It was popularized as a rhyme royal because of the usage by James I of the Scotland. So best example is Trials and Cressida by Chaucer. Trials and Cressida is a work by Chaucer. So just remember rhyme royal, 7 lines. That's more than enough to perfect to be remembered initially. And the rhyming scheme is AB, AB, BCC. BCC. First 4 lines are AB. The third other 3 lines are BCC. So please remember this. And Ottawa rima. Ottawa rima is nothing but it's an Italian format. Boccaccio. Giovanni Boccaccio used this, and this has 8 lines. Simple, 8 iambic pentameters. Ottawa rima. In this, the author has used simply AB, 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 and CC. CC, always the same. Here also we find the CC. In rhyme rare also we find the CC. Here also we find the CC. That is the difference. AB, AB, one more AB is present here. So that's it. So the best example of this is Don John. Please, Don Juan is a best example. The vision of judgment. Don Juan. The Byron is the one who used this style. Ottawa rima, Italian verse format. So that's more than enough to be remembered. And yes, we came to the Spenserian stanza, in which 8 are iambic pentameter lines. Just now we discussed. And the 9th line is the alexandrine. Alexandrine is nothing but a 12-syllable line, whereas the others are 10-syllable lines. Just these are the basics. And the rhyming scheme of this is AB, AB, BC, BC, C. The final C has 12 lines. You have to remember. The final line has 12 syllables. The best example is obviously the Spenser's Fairy Queen and Eve of Saint Agnes by John Keats. So just remember 1 or 2 examples initially, and you can just see the rhyming scheme. Was, grass. These two are similar, A and A. That's why we have assigned a letter, was and grass. So there are similar rhyming words here. That's why we assigned a letter, that is A and again A. In the entire poem, we don't find A again. That means we don't find any other word which is similarly pronounced like was or grass. Again, cold, fold. So that's why this cold and fold are assigned by a letter B, indicated by a letter B. So in the same way, in the next stanza, the B is visible here. Just observe. Cold, fold, told, old. So all these are same. So we don't use any other letter. We have to use the same letter if the same rhyming is followed. That's why the B is repeated. Again, the C are same. Breath, death, saith. Breath, death, and saith. So you can understand this easily. And a very, very important style of writing is terza rima. The best example, when we come across the word terza rima, you should immediately get the word Dante comedy. Dante's Divine Comedy. Dante's Divine Comedy, and other example is Shelley's Ode to West Wind. So these two should be remembered like a collocation. When we come across the word Terza rima, we should immediately get the word Divine Comedy or the Ode to the West Wind. When we come across the Spenserian stanza, we should immediately get the word Fairy Queen. When we come across the word Rhyme Royal, we should go to the King James I's King Square. Or if we come across the word Ottawa rima, we should remind Byron's Don Juan. So this is in this way we need to remember. And here Terza rima is a very interesting one. Actually, in Terza rima, we use a 3-line stanzas, triplets, tercets. We can call it as triplets or tercets, no problem. Triplet means 3-line stanza. But here, these lines are nested. Nested in the sense, So you will understand the example here. A, B, A. So the middle line, we have a rhyme called B here. In the next tercet, we will find the B again here, and the middle line will be a different meter, that is C, B, C, B. So you can expect what is the next line here after B, C, B. You will get C and C. In between that, we find the D. Again, it is nested. A, B, A. The middle B is used here, that is B, C, B. The middle letter C is used here, C, D, C. And can you answer what is the next line? It is limitless. It will continue in a flow like this, like a nested root. It will be continuing forever. So till the poem end the poem. So what is the next stanza? Next rhyming scheme of next stanza. Can you answer? Please use chat box. Very simple. ABA, BCB, CDC, and what is the next stanza? Rhyming schemes. Yes. Yeah. DED, dead. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just testing whether you are in the class or not. Thank you for your responses. Yeah. And finally, we came to two more important concepts, that is sprung rhythm and kartal sonnet. When you come across these two words, immediately you should go to the author. Who is the author? You know, who is the one who invented this sprung rhythm? Just try your answer. Just now I mentioned in the class, but it's a test for you. Who invented the sprung rhythm? Sprung rhythm, very important. And when I was talking about spondy, I mentioned this spondy, the fifth type of meter. We have, yes, G.M. Hopkins. Right answer. Right answer. Sonam Thakur and Padmavati and Shailaja. Thank you. Sprung rhythm is nothing but it's a special type of rhythm invented by G.M. Hopkins, Gerard Manley Hopkins. And in this, yesterday we discussed English is a stress timed language. Stress timed language. What does it mean? The stress in the line of a poem, in the line of a sentence, will occur at equal intervals, at equal time zones. For example, if I get a stress here, after 2 seconds, I should go to the next stress. And again, after 2 seconds, I will get one more stress. It is like a bus stops in a bus route. For every 2 seconds, we will get a bus stop. Every 2 seconds, we will get a bus stop. Every 2 seconds, every 2 seconds. So every 1 second, whatever it is. So the concept is stress time languages. The stresses in English language occur at equal intervals. Though the time taken to stress from one stress to the other stress is absolutely the same. So we do not take 5 seconds for one stress and 3 seconds for the next stress and 2 seconds for the next stress. That is not possible. So we take the equal amount of time. But how this is sprung rhythm is different. So sometimes what happens, from one stressed syllable to the other stressed syllable, in between we may have one syllable, or we may have two syllables, we may have three syllables also. For example, I will let me go back to the example once here. Da, dum. So dum is a stressed syllable here. Again here dum. Again here dum. So in between each dum, we have a da. And we have a da. But the thing is, everywhere it is iamb. Iamb means only unstressed syllable and stressed syllable. So in between every stressed syllable, we are getting only one unstressed syllable. Do you got my point? In between each stressed syllable, we are getting only one unstressed syllable. But just go back to this example. See, on the road. But if we have this in our line also, we should take the same time. That means about, fire, on the road, bicycle. So here by, road, fire, bout, we have four different stresses. So these four stresses are stressed at equal times, irrespective of number of syllables, unstressed syllables before between them. There may be one syllable which is unstressed. There may be two syllables. There may be three syllables also. We have to take the same time. So this concept is called sprung rhythm. So this is nothing but it depends on the number of stresses and not number of the syllables in between them. So every syllable, every stress should come at equal interval. So this is a concept, and you need not to bother much about this. The only thing you have to memorize is this is invented by G.M. Hopkins from Anglo-Saxon poetry. This is one important point you have to remember. And coming to the next one, Kartal sonnet. Kartal is nothing but cutting. I'm just giving you a clue for you to remember. Cutting in the cell. So please, yeah, thank you. Here, the Kartal sonnet is nothing but 3 by 4th of a sonnet. 3 by 4th of a sonnet. That is 75% of a sonnet is nothing but a Kartal sonnet. You all know that sonnet has 14 lines. But what if we make it 3 by 4th? 3 by 4th means it becomes 10 and a half lines. So that's why it's very interesting. And I even mentioned the same in the first demo class. G.M. Hopkins used it, this Kartal sonnet, which has 10 and a half lines. In English literature, we nowhere find a half line poem. Actually, it's 11 lines, but we call it as 10 and a half line poem. Simple question, direct question. What is the 10 and a half line poem is called? 10 and a half line poem is called Kartal sonnet. So here the same pattern is followed like Petrarchan sonnet. So we should remember what is Petrarchan sonnet. Petrarchan sonnet has a sestet and an octave. That means 8 lines followed by 6 lines, 8 plus 4. So this octave is shortened. It made into 3 by 4th. That becomes 6 lines. And again sestet is shortened. That 6 lines becomes 4 lines. So it's like a comparison. When we make comparison to the Petrarchan sonnet, this Petrarchan sonnet has 14 lines. That means 8 plus 6. But here we have 6 plus 4. But one small tail, half line is added at the end. That's why this is called 10 and a half line poem. 6 plus 4 plus half. 6 plus 4 plus half is the Kartal sonnet. The best example is Pied Beauty by Gerard Manley Hopkins. So we should immediately go to the term. Kartal sonnet means Pied Beauty, Gerard Manley Hopkins, 10 and a half line poem. That's it. So this should be in your mind forever. So these terms will be useful throughout your literature classes. So we use this in the upcoming classes, and sometimes we need to memorize these lines, and we should use this. And one more important term, that is Villanelle. It's not an English term actually. Villanelle, it has 19 line poem. It's a 19 line poem. It's a French origin, Italian Villanella. So here we have 10 plus, sorry, 15. 5 into Terza, no? 5 fours are 5 tercets. 5 threes are 15 plus 4, sorry. Tercet is 3 lines. So 5 tercets, 5 into 3, 15, plus the last one is a quatrain. So the composition is like this: 5 tercets followed by a quatrain. This is actually by uh, it has taken its name from Jean Passerot's poem. The poem itself is named as Villanelle. That's why this type of poem is called as Villanelle. So just remember this term, that is more than enough. So it's a 19 line poem, and best example for this, Do Not Go Gentle Into That Night by Dylan Thomas. Or you can just remember the name of the writer, Jean Passerot, that is Villanelle. So here, this is also an elegy. Do not go gentle into that night is a elegy written by Dylan Thomas on the death of his father. So just remember this. Do not go gentle into that good night. So this is structure of Villanelle. Just structure is enough, and we have three more and final three. These are the final three stanzas of the today's class, and one is limerick. Very important, even in Telangana JL examination, junior lecture examinations, we got this question. Limerick is a 5 line poem, and of course, they gave the mixture of these two terms, limerick and haiku. So, without with some confusion, so the marks were added. Limerick is a 5 line poem which is by Edward Lear. He is called as the father of limerick. It's a funny poem. It's a joke poem, and the meter is anapestic trimeter. Anapestic trimeter. So, uh, if you remember the word anapestic trimeter, we can just simply guess the number of syllables in the line. So, anapest is nothing but how many syllables are there in anapest? 3 syllables. So, always Sridevi is answering, and now other is using the chat box, I think. So, please use the chat box judicially. Everyone can use, it's free. You can answer at any time. Limerick is a anapestic trimeter. Anapest is nothing but a 3 syllable feet. So trimeter means 3 anapests. How many meters are used? How many feet are used? 3 times we have to use the anapest. So 3 into 3, 9 lines. But there is a magic here. You should remember this. A, B, B, A. That is first, second, and fifth line are equal in size. That is 3 anapests are used. Whereas the third and fourth line are using only 2 anapests. That is 6 plus 6. That is simple terms. Limerick is nothing but a 5 line poem which has 39 syllables, anapestic trimeter. Anapestic trimeter. So there was a poem here. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nest in my beard." So it's a funny poem by Edward Lear. You can observe the length of the poem also. See, the first line, second line, and the fifth line are equal in length. That means we have 9 syllables, whereas the middle 2 lines have only 6 plus 6 syllables. So that is why I have given an example also for this. And next one is haiku. Haiku is a Japanese variety. We have 5 plus 5 plus 7 syllables. 17 syllable poem. Simple question. Haiku is a 17 syllable poem in 3 lines. It's a 3 line poem. And beginners, we can teach the students to write haiku poems in our classroom itself with the meter and all. This is 5 plus 7 plus 5 line poem. I have given one example also. You can just go through it. And final topic, final term of this today's class is acrostic poem. Acrostic poem. What is acrostic? Acronym. It is nothing but acronym. Acronym is nothing but a short form. For example, for State Bank of India, we generally use SBI. We don't say every time State Bank of India. We just simply use the word SBI. In the same way, acrostic is nothing but a short abbreviation. Yes, Shivkumar sir, thank you. Abbreviation, Jansi, thank you. Acrostic poem is a poem. It is written with the first letters. The first letters of each stanza becomes a word. So we can try writing a poem on our name also. For example, Keshav, Keshav. We can write a poem on this word. K for something. I can start a line with K and Eshav. So that becomes a poem. So this poem you can simply just go through the example here. Cats, cuddly, acrobatic, tenacious, softly purring. See, the best example for this writing is Milton's On His Blindness. On His Blindness is the best example for acrostic poem. So when we just go to the word acrostic poem, we should immediately get the idea. So every letter, the first letter, so first letter of every line, each line gives you a new word that is called acrostic poem. So these are the types of poems. I hope I tried to give you the maximum inputs of this present today's class, but we have few questions to take. So I can just, you can use the chart box here. Actually, I just gave it in a material, but I think the material is not reached to you. So we'll do some questions and we'll just stop the class. And in tomorrow's class we will be discussing the drama in detail. Actually, it's only 8 o'clock, so I will take another 15 or 20 minutes for the question answers on this. So if I give this work, I think you can do it at home, but I will take few questions and leave the other questions to you. And at the end of this, I have provided a QR code also. And if you have a phone, you can just scan the QR code, or I will send the link of this QR code. Don't worry. This is a quiz questionnaire. So everybody in the class should attempt this question. Everybody should attend this quiz question so that I can get the number of marks of each student to my login. So this is a Google form examination. Yeah. So before that, we will do some questions. The first question for you is, you can use the chat box now. Just the first question and second question. Take some time and write the answers. The first and second. Yeah. Swapna, one answer. Aditi, one answer. Second answer also came. Okay. TD, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the response, Shiva sir. Right. In what way does an Italian sonnet is differ from English sonnet, that is Shakespearean sonnet? So we have three options: rhyme scheme, length, language, and all the above. The question may be confusing, but the concept is very simple. When we come to the rhyme scheme, so what is the rhyme scheme of Petrarchan sonnet? Please type in the chat box if anyone remembers. So that answer I need. What is the rhyme scheme of the Petrarchan sonnet and the rhyming scheme of the Shakespearean sonnet? I need answers. Sonam, thank you. Aditi, thank you. AB, CD, right, CD, right, CDC also. Yes. This is the concept we should remember. CDE or CDC. Both are called as Petrarchan sonnet. And I just gave you one example in the previous class. One title, Shakes G. We can call anyone like G. That is a honorary term. Shake G. Shake G means Shakespeare. Honorary we are calling Shakes G. So just remember GG. Shake GG. Double G is for Shakespearean sonnet. So the difference is in the rhyme. Is there any difference in the length? No difference, because Both the Petrarchan sonnet and Shakespearean sonnet have 14 lines. Is there a difference in the language? No. The same language is used. So all the above is not possible. So the answer is only the difference is in the rhyme scheme. In this way, you need to analyze the questions and answer in examination. So this question we just discussed. Which of the following poetic forms has more number of lines? In the given options. So don't go for the other options. Limerick. How many lines are there in limerick? Limerick is a 5-line poem. Yes. Haiku is a 3-line poem. Rhyme Royal, 7-line poem. Sonnet is a 14-line poem. So the answer is sonnet. Very simple. Yeah, this is one question for you, somewhat tricky, but you can answer it easily. What kind of poem is this? Very simple. You need not to look into the, you know, to just scratch your head. No need. You can directly say the answer. Yay. Who said yay? No. Limerick. Who said limerick? Why it is limerick? D. 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 Ballad. D. Okay. Okay. Yes. Please. There are some tricks. Something. Limerick. We all know limerick has how many lines? In the given options, Sridevi, don't go for other options. In the given options, quatrain is not there. Quatrain is not there. The given options, I have given only 4 options to you. Out of these 4 options, limerick, sonnet, haiku, and ballad. Is there any chance to go with the option A? No, because limerick is a 5-line poem. Any option? Can we go with sonnet? No. Sonnet is a 14-line poem. Haiku? No. Shiva sir, no haiku. Haiku is a 3-line poem. Yeah. Ballad is the answer. And my question now is, what is the meaning of ballad? What is the meaning of the ballad? Etymological meaning, and what is the concept of ballad? What is there in the ballads? Generally, ballad is about, okay, folk poem, short song, folk narrative poem. Yes, short story in verse. Short story. Ballad is a dancing song. The actual term for ballad is dancing song. We discussed in the previous class. Ballad is a dancing song, and ballad has story. A story which is transmitted orally. Yesterday we discussed in villages, the illiterate people, especially those who do not know alphabet, they memorize number of songs in which they sung about the heroes. In Telangana, the Batukamma songs, exactly. Yes, those literature is transmitted orally in the form of stories, stories of their heroes, stories of their neighbors, stories of their gods. So here you can, if you read the sentence also, we can poem also, we can easily find the answer. There once was a man from Peru who dreamed he was eating his shoe. He awoke in a fright in the middle of the night and found it was perfectly true. So this was sung. There is some music, there is some rhythm, and this is about a man's story. There was once upon a time, like this story. And we not to just worry about the ballad here. The basic concept I gave frame this question is about. Limerick is simply eliminated. Haiku is eliminated. Sonnet is also eliminated. Simply the answer is ballad. So this, you know, what do you call a poem when the first letter of each line spells a word? Yeah, acrostic poem. So yes, 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 yes. The rhyme scheme of the above ballad is A B C D. Yeah, it might be. I didn't check. Plus, anyhow, we will check it. Peru, shoe, night, true. Yes, A B, shoe and true. Shoe, true. We can take somewhat. Okay, A B C B. We can take it or A B C D. If it is not perfectly rhymed, we can take it as A B C D also. No problem. True shoe. Yes, they're rhyming. So we can say it A, B, C, B. Right. So how many lines are there in a poem haiku? We all know haiku is a three-line poem. How many syllables are there in haiku? How many syllables are there in haiku? 17 syllable poem. Very simple. 5 plus 7 plus 5. The first line is 5 syllables. The last line is 5 syllables. But the middle line has 7 syllables. Yeah, this I discussed in the class a number of times. What is the most common poetic meter is called? Yes, yes. Sixth answer, yes. Undoubtedly, iambic pentameter. Yeah, and this is the last question I want to take as a for discussion, and I want to just give the remaining questions for your practice. Thank you, Jansi, Srinu, and Padmawati, Shailu, and Shruta. Thank you all. And we have come to a test now. How to find the rhyme scheme of a poem? It's a simple nursery rhyme. What is the rhyming scheme of this poem? A B C D A B A B. C answer A B C D. Any other answer? C A B A B A B A B. Why this much confusion? Just observe the question once again. So actually, this should be given in a four separate lines, but due to constraints, I gave it in one line. Everybody knows this poem. Red roses are red. Red is the last line, last word. Violets are blue. Blue is the last word. Sugar is sweet. Sweet is the last word. You is the last word. Red, blue, sweet, you. Red, blue, sweet, you. Red. Yeah, any more answers? A, B, C, B actually. Yes. A, B, C, B is the right answer. Sanjeev sir, A, B, C, D. Okay. Actually, blue and you are rhyming here, but the right option is not available in the given options. So the answer is A, B, A, B, C, again B. Yeah, no option is given here. Thank you. Yeah. So please try to answer all these questions. I have given 27 questions here. What is enjambment, wrongly matched one? So 27 questions are given here. So please do practice all these 27 questions without looking into the answers. So don't go to the answers initially. Try to answer these 27 questions. And I will share the quiz link in the class group right now. So after going through the 27 questions only, please attempt this quiz because most of the questions or concepts will be covered in the quiz question also. So I will send the quiz link tomorrow in the morning. So if I send the same today, you will directly answer the questions. But not all the questions are same in the quiz one. Okay, we will continue the class tomorrow. Before that, I have 10 more minutes. So 10-15 minutes I can engage you. So if you are okay with that, I can go ahead. Otherwise, I will stop the class. Yeah, shall we go ahead or just okay, Srinu sir? Shall I just take the introduction of drama for 10 minutes? Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah. I will just take a few important points which are about drama. You can just read it on your own also. But anyhow, I will be taking the class tomorrow. Uh, yeah. Just let me go back to the slide PDF page. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmations. So here, drama, or we can call it as play or drama. The one who writes the play is known as a playwright or dramatist. We can call him as dramatist or playwright. And in the previous class, I raised this issue, this one. Yes. When the novel is written, it is purely for reading. So the task of the novelist is finished. But when the drama is written, when the play is written, the task of the playwright or dramatist is not over yet. There are many more difficulties ahead for him because the drama is intended for performance. Yesterday we discussed this point. So, but the novel is intended for reading. So, the task, the job of the novelist is done with writing of a novel. But drama is a performance in the public, but novel is a reading in private. So there is a lot of difference between these two because the concept of this is the author has to, the dramatist, no, not author, the actual term we have to use is dramatist or playwright has to use some stage directions in the drama also. Generally, if we read a drama like Hamlet or any other drama, we will find some instructions in brackets. So like I have mentioned in bracket here. So those are called as stage directions. Please make a note of it. Stage directions are always given in brackets with some italics or some special font. Why? Because the intention of the dramatist is different because he plays the role of a screenplay. He plays the role of some other characters like the stage directions. Everything should be given by only the writer. For example, to begin a drama, the author may give you, the dramatist may give you some directions like on the stage there should be one table and two chairs and the curtain which is indicating a forest or a dining room or something should be displayed. So everything is given in detail in the stage directions itself. So it is a very complex task of writing dramas. So it is a mix of dialogue, verse and prose also. We discussed it also in the previous class. So the dramatist speaks through the characters, whereas novelist speaks directly to the readers. So that is very important. And the Greek word dram, or simply the drama is originated, or the meaning of the drama is to act, to perform, to do. The meaning of the word drama is, the Greek word is to do. And this is originated in the 5th century BC, and this is a sort of festival, a sort of celebration in honor of their god Dionysus. Dionysus. So here, that god is known for god of wine and fertility. So in celebration of that god, the festivals, they do some performances on the stage. And the oldest of all the uh, sorry, all the literary genres is poetry. Please remember that poetry is the oldest genre because It is transmitted orally initially. It was translated orally in the form of songs, ballads. So that's should be remembered. And later, drama has emerged during the Greek period. The Greek dramatists Sophocles and Euripides are very famous. Chorus is also very common in dramas, Greek dramas. And I will be taking a special session on this when we come to the properties of drama. Why chorus is important in drama?
చిన్ను అది
Please,
బయట పెట్టు, బయట పెట్టు
Shiva,
ఫ్రిడ్జ్ దగ్గర.
yeah, I have muted you. Sorry. Right. Chorus is important in Greek drama. Do you know why chorus is used in Greek drama? What is the meaning of chorus? Anyone had any idea? Please open the discussion. What is chorus? And what is the use of chorus in Greek dramas? Ancient drama. What is chorus first thing? What is chorus? Chorus is a group song. Okay. Opening announcement in a form of a song. Okay. Co-singers. Okay. Part of a song, group of singers. Okay. Okay. Imitation. No. Group of singers. Okay. Let me give you some description. I will just take only 5 to 10 minutes. If I am boring, just please tell me. I will stop the class. Chorus was common in Greek drama. In chorus, a group of singers, a group of actors come onto the stage and they will give some announcements for you. They will be singing some song, they will be doing some acts, and they will simply make some announcements because there are some constraints on drama on stage because in today we are using even we can shoot an entire movie on a table. We all know the Jurassic Park movie directed by Steven Spielberg, but the entire movie was the shooting of that movie was done on a table, a simple table with some graphics, but that was not possible in olden days. There was no graphics, there was no other stage issues and all. Even they have to use some curtains to remind us about the place. If it is a forest, they will show you some curtains. And the Greek rules of the dramas are very strict, and every dramatist tries to follow the rules. And the chorus is also one of the inventions of Greek drama. Here, a group of singers, a group of actors will come onto the stage and they will be giving some announcements. The announcements may be about a battle, maybe about a battle like the hero is in the battle and he has won the battle and he is going to return to our country. Like this, they will just give you an announcement because the scene of the battle, entire battle, is not possible to show on the Greek drama on the stage. Are you following me? So that's why they simply have a technique called chorus. They simply come onto the stage and they will just announce, they will sing something about the war, about the battle, and they will announce the result of the that also. So in other ways, instead of using graphics, instead of using some other not possible things which are not possible to show on the screen on the stage, they simply announce on the stage. So that is the main purpose of the chorus in Greek drama. In Dr. Faustus, you just go through it, you will find. Yes. Coming to the literary elements, plot, theme, dialogue, all these are literary elements. Plot means the story, the incidents, arrangement of incidents, scenes, the setting. Props are nothing but objects, props. Just now I mentioned one table should be there, two chairs, something, one long sword, like this. They will give mention as objects, which object should be on the screen. That is also technical elements, lights, sounds, makeup, costumes. All these are technical elements of a drama. And performance like gestures, expressions, body language, all these are performance elements of a drama. So literary elements, technical elements, performance elements. So need not to much worry about these issues, just giving us some idea about what is drama. And very importantly, Aristotle laid number of rules about Greek dramas. So in which the first and most important thing is he said that plot is the soul of the drama. Plot is the most important element of a drama. Plot, the arrangement of events, the basic storyline, the scenes are very important. So that's why please make a note of this code PCTDMS. So I have just divided into 6 parts. There are 6 elements of a drama. You may have a question in examination. What are how many elements are there in Greek drama according to Aristotle? 6 elements. Those are plot, character. So actually this character should come first. Plot, character, theme, dialogue, music, and spectacle. So how should we remember this? I have just created some funny explanation code for this. Police constables in Telangana wears or uses DMS. DMS, those who know about NCC, because I'm an NCC officer, I'm just giving you this term. Drill marching shoes, DMS. So a special type of shoes which is used in the drills. So every police, every police department, police persons use these shoes. So that's why police constable in Telangana, PCT, DMS. Simple. So in this way you can memorize this simple techniques. That is 6. What is plot? Story. Theme, main idea. Characters, the people in the play. Dialogues, the words spoken by the characters. Music, the rhythm, the background music, whatever it is. Spectacle, that is the visualization. Costume, setting, screen, special effects, whatever it is. All these 6 elements are called as the basic elements of a drama. And this is the plot structure. So exposition, compilation, climax, denouement, and solution. Generally we know the term climax. What we really feel in the movies is climax comes at the end of the movie. But in drama, climax is a crucial, important point. It's the highest point of seriousness in the drama is called climax. So just remember the shape here, like a mountain, the peak stage, yes. Exposition is the beginning of the drama, to explain something, to expose something, to talk about something, to introduce a situation. Complication, rising action. This is called as rising action. Due to generally in tragedies, what happens? Due to the error of hero, some complex issues will arise, some problem will grow. That is called complication, and the complication will goes to a serious situation in the story, that is a peak stage, that is called climax, crisis. And from there the falling action starts, that is the results of the actions of the heroes. And finally the solution will come, that is catastrophe in tragedy. In comedy, generally the marriage is the solution. In romances, in comedy plays, the climax. Don't use the word climax here, solution. The final scene, the final act, the 5th act may have a marriage. But in tragedy, it may be the death of the hero. So this is the plot structure. If you read this, you will just get the point. And tomorrow we will be discussing tragedy and comedy and tragic comedy also, types of dramas, tragic comedy, and we will be also looking into the Farsi melodrama, mask, soliloquy, aside, and dramatic monologue, mystery play, miracle play, all these terms in tomorrow's class. So I request all the participants to please go through the today's task whichever I assigned to you. So this is there in the sample copy I have provided to you. Sample literature I sent a copy in your WhatsApp group. So please do the exercise immediately today or early in the morning. And along with that, I will also share a quiz questionnaire. Please attend the quiz so that I will estimate your answers. So thank you for your patience. Now the session is open for the discussion. If any doubts, I will quickly take some doubts and I will just wind up the class. Yeah, Ravinder sir, are you there in the meeting? I'm sorry, I didn't observe you. Unnara?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir. I have been.
yeah, thank you, sir. Please take the question answer session from you. Thank you. I will just take a break for 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, dear friends. Any queries from your side? These are the basic terminology. Yesterday and today's class, basic terminology. You concentrate on these terms, and it will be very useful for you to understand complete literature. So, any more doubts regarding class and other things? Okay, sir. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. So please feel free to ask the doubts. If there are no doubts, so I told you the first day itself, maybe my class is fully understood or nothing is understood. Please take it as a positive. We will take it as a positive sign of the class. So please ask any questions, or you can even, if you're not willing to answer in the class itself, just please send the question in WhatsApp group or to me or to Ravinder sir personally also. We'll try to answer these questions. We welcome the queries. So if anyone is willing to join the classes, we made the announcement in the class day one itself. It is so if anyone